TV Boot Club with Specsavers.
Rules of Civility opens on New Year's Eve, the last night of 1937, and the entire book takes place over the course of a single year, the year of 1938. We find our narrator, Katie, who's a working-class girl from New York City, at a low-rent jazz bar in Greenwich Village with her boarding house roommate. And a young man in a cashmere coat named Tinker Gray comes in and takes a seat at the table next to them. They hit it off, and as a result, they spend a couple of days together, banding about. And this chance encounter leads to a series of events, a sequence of events, that ultimately are going to take the lives of all three of them in totally new directions. Certainly a central theme of the book is the degree to which chance encounters are the foundation for your long-term experience in life. The book is told by Katie from the perspective of middle age. She's looking back from 1966 and remembering that year, partly because of this dynamic. The main character observes at the end of the book that as we look back, it's our best decisions, it's the making of our best choices that through which life crystallizes loss. You have to bring it together and make decisions, each of which is going to have pluses and minuses. And this shouldn't be fraught discovery. It shouldn't lead one to despair, but it is just a reality of life. Life is bittersweet in that way.
So that's Amor Towles there, talking us through the rules of civility. And it certainly does give you a taste of New York in the 1930s.
It does. It's very kind of Sex in the City, hits 1930s, you know, Carrie Bradshaw. But I'm more of a sort of Samantha girl. So I never really grabbed onto that idea. I never ran with it.
I enjoyed a lot about it. There's some great fun stuff between the relationship of the girls, as you say, and them, their sort of their love or their need for the one man.
But, and the enigmatic Tinker.
Yes, that's right. He's a mysterious sort of
who they're both sort of in love with.
Yeah,
and
I couldn't figure out quite why, but
money.
It was yeah.
Do you think it's quite interesting that, you know, in real life his other career is an investment banker, that he's chosen this world, the 1930s, the money, you know, that sort of aristocracy, well, American aristocracy. Do you think that's quite interesting?
I think he definitely knows about that, about that life. Yeah.
And I think you can really feel his love of New York as well. You know, he knows the city inside out.
Totally.
He loves it. And I think that's really quite strong.
What's quite well observed is also how the class structure at that time was shifting, because the two girls, Evie and Kate, are definitely not part of the blue bloods of the East Coast. And yet their entry into that world is Tinker. And you think Tinker is, you know, one of the true blue blood aristocracy, and of course, as the plot goes on, he isn't all that he seems. So there's a sort of shifting of the you know, that time in the States, the social divisions were really shifting, and he's captured that very well, I think.
The TV Boot Club with Specsavers.